Welcome back to Octopath Traveler 2. So after we beat Hikari's final chapter, new people in Ku showed up. We're going to be doing path actions here in Ku. So let's go ahead and do that. We unlocked the Conjurer job in the last episode. Azuki Porridge. Vitalizing Jam. Official. A Ku official charged with overseeing the castle town. She has taken in a brother and sister who lost their parents in the war and now lives with them in town. Heavy can be the head that doesn't even wear the crown, but her generosity has won her much trust from the townsfolk. I think it's important to experience the town from the average citizen's point of view. Bright Bolt. Whoa, Squall of Arrows.
What's this?
A childhood friend of the two men who longed to be known as the strongest. She has heard both sides of their argument countless times, but finds neither compelling or even interesting, and recently married a more mature man with calmer patterns of thought. Ugh, there they go again. I saw those two set my teeth on edge. Neither of them ever backs down once they start a quarrel. They're not children, they need to learn how to act their age. I wish I could talk some sense into them, but they won't listen to a word I say. Tough nut and resistant nut.
Well, now.
A man who longs to be known as the strongest of all. He believes defense is the key to victory and values defensive strategy above all. His sweetheart recently left him for being too cautious about marriage. Flying Nut and Magic Nut.
What's
Proud Pikeman, a man who longs to be known as the strongest of all. He strives to be active in all things, believing that victory can only come by going on the offensive. He was recently rejected by a woman for coming on too strong without getting to know her properly first. Venerable Shield, I found the old curio shop is the strongest piece. What are you talking about? The title belongs to the Unstoppable Spear. Spent a fortune on. So one's about defense and then one's about defense. I'll worry about that later.
what's
A master carpenter living in the castle town. After losing his wife, he spent his days mourning her passing at the local tavern. Seeing the town destroyed during the Civil War, however, gave him new purpose, and he now leads a large group of carpenters in rebuilding the town they lost. You can't spend all your time moping about. You got to face the future. Yeah, if only it was that easy. Unfortunately, the past always comes back to bite us in the ass. Haste makes waste. That goes for healing injuries and for building a country. If we didn't have to worry about our past, we would never have any mental health problems ever. It's all our past that causes our mental health problems.
what's
Whether it be like post-traumatic stress disorder, stuff like that, and all the other stuff. The former apprentice of an apothecary, the castle town. Moment he heard of the upheaval and coup, he returned as quickly as he could, only to find that his master had already perished. He vowed to follow in her footsteps, and thus he now cares for the townsfolk. I thought we were done for when the place went up in flames, in my opinion, 3 hours later.
Well, now.
A talkative youth who reminisces at length about the Civil War. Those around him are astonished at the endless stream of words that come out of his mouth, but the boy's loquacity, I don't know, belies a debilitating fear of his own mortality. Ugh, that's not good to have. You're gonna die eventually, bro. You just gotta deal with it. But a lot of people fear death, so a soldier who watches over the town day and night. He has not moved past the fact that so many townsfolk died in the Civil War. He knows in his bones that a country is nothing without its people, and that is what compels him to stand watch each and every day. So don't allow us to suffer the slings and arrows of war ever again. My new mommy works in the castle. I wonder if I can be as strong as him someday. I'm going to grow up and be an upright adult and serve the king and everything. A young boy whose mother died in the Civil War. He is training and studying so that he may one day serve Ku's king. When memories of his deceased mother come to him, he is nearly driven to tears, but puts on a brave face so as to not upset his younger sister. A girl who lost her mother in the war. She since warmed to the woman who took her in and is learning how to laugh and enjoy life once more. But she always recalls her sickly but loving mother when she lays down for the night, leaving her pillow tear-stained as she drifts off to sleep, a hidden item. A boy of weak constitution. He was late in trying to flee the war and would have surely died if not for the heroic efforts of a soldier wearing a headband. He longs to reunite with his savior and pay his thanks, but has yet to find him. So it's at L, nice. Oh yeah, that person has Squall of Arrows. There's a side quest here as well. Scorched Horseshoe. A woman who used to run a horse lending service in Ku with her husband. The business was a prosperous one, with a growing herd of horses farmed for obedience and stamina until the maelstrom of war claimed her husband. Me and my late husband lived here for ages, renting out horses to whoever needed them. But I've got a problem. I left them out to graze the other day, and they just up and vanished. I searched for ages but couldn't find hide nor hair of any of them. My dearly departed husband loved those beasts like they were his own children. Without 'em, my business will go bust. I'm in a real pickle, I tell you. Then again, maybe this is a sign for me to hang up my hat and find a new line of work. upheaval. Horse slender. I met an interesting rancher in Orush the other day. He loves horses so much he'll pay out of his own pocket to tend to any he finds. Oh, that's probably the person we have to go see. Thing is, he's short-handed and in a bit of a bind. Split open.
What?
Merchant who travels between Inu, Ima, whatever however you pronounce that, and the wild lands. He is less successful than his hard-working nature might suggest, due to his unfortunate habit of letting valuable information slip without realizing it. Yeah, sounds like he's secretly challenged. Herb of Valor. I'd be careful if I were you. There's a horse thief loose around these parts. Rumor has it he steals them while they're out grazing, then sells them in other lands. People say it works. Say he works with a black market dealer out around Wellgrove. I'm surprised the horse lets him. I'm assuming the person rides with the horses or just like captures them, probably. But it's not the easiest thing to capture a horse.
Well,
But I guess with a lasso or whatever. A traveling horse trader who has one ear open for horse related news. But horses go nuts whenever you try to like, you know, they'll go freaking nuts if you try to like do that to them. You try to capture them. Although not the gentlest speaker, he is kind and sincere in his business dealings. He claims to have no choice but to be good, since horse don't take to bad folks. I guess he probably used horse tranquilizer on him to be able to subdue him. Twofold thrust. Town's getting back on its feet.
what?
A woman hired to clean the residence of the castle town's former lord. She took on the job in place of her dear friend, who saved her life on the day the war broke out. Her name was Tsuzuki, a hidden item. There's a lot of porridge around here. I never truly saw my hometown until I left it behind. Now I know a home's an important thing. Yeah. Turns out home is pretty important. You need a place to live.
Well,
Just ask homeless people how bad it is to not have a home. A woman who was born here but left 10 years ago. She returned home when word of the war reached her, only to find her parents' house reduced to a pile of ash. That sucks. With her parents inside it. Oh shit, that's even worse. All she managed to recover were a few mementos that survived the blaze. Ah. It's the energy of the youngins we need round here. There ain't much of us old folk can do.
well,
I hate how there's no sound effects around here. Since I beat his final chapter, there's been no sound effects. Old man enjoying a comfortable retirement in the castle town. I think it's a bug or something. He survived the war, but knowing he did so when so many young lives were lost has left him racked with guilt. A hidden item. I didn't actually turn the sound down, did I? There we go, now I can hear it. No, I said I'm not sleepy yet. Having a family inspires me to work harder. Mommy has to wake up early for work, so it's almost bedtime. Though we may wish it to be, the world is not always a pretty place. Yeah, tell me about it. Not just your world, our world too.
Well,
An official who has worked in the coup government for several years, he cannot abide the new king's pledge to be a friend to the people rather than a ruler. He also believes that the commoners are not to be trusted and secretly ordered his soldiers to be ever vigilant. Slow motion. I think any world where we can't speak frankly of our hopes and dreams is too corrupt to accept.
well,
A young man who recently enlisted in the coup army, his older brother also served the lord of the castle town as a soldier, but laid down his life in the Civil War. What sort of person is the lord his siblings admired so? This is the question that led this man to follow in his brother's footsteps. Stalwart stance. Strength is needed to protect the peace. Don't you agree?
hand it over.
I'll not allow such skullduggery.
I like my art. Indulge me for a moment. Now then. Indulge me for a moment. Thinking time. May your wounds be healed.
Okay, now I can hear it.
Indulge me. Think. Calculations complete. Indulge me. Finished. I've gained valuable insight.
550 EXP. Faster sword and critical bracelet.
I. Oh dear. So sorry.
Here we go. A soldier who rushed to serve the new king during the Civil War. His exploits in battle earned him the rank of captain. He agrees with the new ruler's goal of peace, but does not wish to remain a captain forever, and is now searching for ways to prove his valor and rise higher in the ranks. New equipment for sale as well. Level slash. What shape will the new coup take? Whatever it may be, it is my job to see our country survives and thrives.
Oh,
Do not underestimate a soldier of coup.
I like my art. Now then. Indulge me for a moment. For aid. Indulge me for a moment. I've seen worse methods. Oh, worth what?
I. Oh dear. So so sorry. Where?
A little bit of mental barrage. A soldier who has reinvented himself as an envoy of Ku, traveling far and wide on the nation's behalf for his superiors. Entrusting someone so young with such an important task is also a way of demonstrating the nation's openness and forward thinking in order to attract new talent. A hidden item. And he has covering fire. It's dangerous to wander around at night. Be careful. So I think we're done at this part of Ku, I think. Hope there's not him up here. Mighty Leaf. Let's go to the other part of town. Nobody up here. Side quest in here. Ooh, protective necklace. That's pretty good. Head of Ku's treasury. Unfortunately, during his tenure as treasurer, forearms representing a tortoise, Quillin, dragon, and phoenix were stolen. He has quietly recovered the tortoise and Quillin, but faces much embarrassment if the remaining two are not found as well. So we're going to have to find those for him. Talk to him here in a second. A librarian who manages Ku's vast stores of books. In the collection are documents written in the ancient Ku language that was used when the nation was first founded. The tomes have long been prohibited, but now that the ban has been lifted, she has begun deciphering them. Chest back there. How do we get behind this building? Let me just go ahead and talk to this guy right now. Oh, woe is me. I shall live my life in shame for this failure. The 4 treasures of Ku have been stolen. The conflict threw things into chaos, yes, but even so, I've managed to recover 2 of the 4, but there are 2 yet remain lost. If they're taken across the sea, they'll be lost to us forever. We need to find them, and soon. Incredible, you found both the dragon vase and the phoenix fan. Same time, too. Yep. There we go. But finally, the tortoise, Quillin, dragon, and phoenix are reunited. The 4 treasures restored. We did it. The start of my honor has been wiped clean. I owe you a great debt. Thanks to you, those priceless artifacts have been saved. More importantly, now I can pretend my embarrassingly abject failure never happened. Here, stuck to my thanks. Now, let's just keep this whole matter to ourselves, yes? 15,000 leaves and a staff of carnage. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty good. Boost evasion. Pretty good amount of evasion too. Whether he has twofold thrust. That person has nothing. How about a sweet dumpling? They are scrumptious. Day after day, it is petitions, petitions, petitions. It's a hard job, but then again, it's one worth doing. The new king's a decent sort. I can't say I dislike him. Crimson Spear. King of Beasts. Well, that person had pretty good weapons. The wife of a blacksmith in the castle town. She visits the castle nearly every day to speak her mind and petition for a number of causes, making loud, passionate, and humanist arguments that are well reasoned and substantive. The government finds her quite useful as a conduit to the people. Oh, and this person has upheaval. An archivist who keeps records of the coup government's movements and machinations. She was once confined almost entirely to her desk, but the new regime's interest in the opinions of its subjects has given her the opportunity to speak freely with the townsfolk. She then collects their opinions into proposals to present to the government. Hidden item. Oh, 40%. I'm gonna have to find her during the nighttime then. We owe Master Kazan our thanks. Without him, the town would never have recovered so quickly. He donated 3 billion leaves to the reconstruction. That's no paltry sum. A minister who serves the nation of Ku with a traditionalist streak. He accepts the new king's rule and has sworn fealty, but finds it irksome that the commoners may now enter the castle grounds as they please. Having ossified over long years, his opinions cannot be changed overnight. It's not just the army that protects the peace, but ordinary folk like us too. Panacea. A merchant who has just opened his own shop, where once only established merchants with long-standing connections to the government could enter Ku. A new generation of enterprising folk are now permitted to build their businesses. A hidden item. The bell's not even there anymore. Guess we'll go in here. Greetings. Hyperion Spear. Fighter's headband and desert armor. Okay, not bad. Covering fire. A soldier who stands watch over the castle grounds day and night. He is a man of no particular skill or talent, who insists that his diligence is his own defining trait. His unvarnished personality and calm demeanor, however, have earned him the trust and respect of many. A hidden item. Hey, it's Ben K. Who has the battle-tested spear? Fool, I'll not permit such an outrage within the castle.
I like my odds.
What you got, Ben K?
Use this weapon.
Physical defense ain't gonna help you, bro. Sorry.
I need a calculations complete. Thinking time. Try again. Now then. Indulge me for a moment. Try again. Thinking time. Indulge me for a moment. Feel my wrath. Indulge
I used to have trouble with strength of 7s, not no more.
me. I've seen
Strength of
worse.
7s are easy now. 600 EXP for him.
A worthwhile.
So the battle-tested gear are insanely good. Yeah. Some chance to bind target. I remember these from Octopath Traveler 1. They were insanely good.
Oh dear.
Use this weapon.
Where was I? Ah! Oh, very good.
Very, very good. A loyal vessel of Akari and King Yugioh before him. He spent his youth wandering the land and testing his abilities against others until bested by the young King Yugioh, who had caught wind of his story and come to challenge him. After being defeated, he changed his name from Musashi to Benkei and swore his fealty to the king. Our problems are yet many. Let us not lose sight of whatever. This person only has strength of 1. Help! A rogue is loose in the castle.
Like my odds.
Dude, come on, bro. He's a freaking old man. Respect your elders.
Study
Well, I guess this guy's old too, though.
a worthwhile.
Time for. Oh dear. Where was I?
I'm gonna use light on him.
The darkness. That's all. Oh dear. Holy light. The darkness. So sorry. The work. Holy light. The darkness.
Ku's Minister of Finance, rather timid, he has nonetheless found ways to raise enough funds to rebuild the town after the protracted war. Unfortunately, his busy schedule and ever-present anxiety has robbed him of his appetite. Today, for example, he has had not but a single serving of Azaki porridge, a hidden item. Well, at least porridge is pretty filling. Phew. Secured the budget for now.
Well,
An old man who reports the doings on the castle town to the castle officials, initially hired by the royal family to spy on the townsfolk and alert the royals to any sign of insurrection. His job is now to speak plainly to and with the people and share their opinions, a hidden item. The wounds left by the Civil War are deep, but nevertheless, our people still look to the future. It is my duty to serve the kingdom's lord as Prime Minister. Ku's calm and collected Prime Minister. He is adept at surveying the opinions of the people, soldiers, and ministers and considering them fairly before heading down the most reasonable course of action. He is of the notion that politicians must be national at all costs, and so he has learned to suppress his own emotions. Challenge of ease. Polar ice. A woman who tends to odd jobs within the castle. Post-war reconstruction has obliterated the castle coffers, leading to a shortfall of staff, which keeps her more than busy each and every day. Still, she reasons that a damn sight better than fleeing for her life during wartime. Phew. Cleaning the castle is a lot of work. Zeto Kaiba. No, I'm kidding. Fighter's Headband, Light Nut L. Polearm Dance.
What?
A former gladiator in the Montwise Arena who calls those he would risk his life for his brothers. That's awesome. The unwittingly Stearns from his inability to protect his two brothers from the ravages of war. He now devotes himself to helping his new brothers in Ku. Good guy. It's good to fight for a cause, brother. That's right. I like him. I wish he could join my party. I mean, he could technically. I could summon him, but that's about it. It is my job to instruct the next generation. I'll whip those kids into shape. Mark my words. A stubborn but virtuous minister in King Jigo's service, he could no longer abide Mugen's rule and stepped down from his position, but kept at the opportunity to serve the new regime. Lately, he has taken it upon himself to train the young officials. A woman who recently began working in the castle. The lean staff ensures she is perpetually busy, and a long list of things and preferences to remember has led to no small number of incidents. Nevertheless, she carries on with fun and irrepressible verb. Everyone in the castle thinks highly of her hidden item. Oh, whoops, I forgot about the errand I was asked to run. You fail at your job, you're fired. The hell? Oh, there we go. Muddy leaf. I don't know what the hell's going on. I couldn't grab it. You had to grab it at night, apparently. There's a person's in the way. Ink fitting serum. I think we're done with Coup, guys. I think I did every path action here except for that one person with 40%. Oh no, wait, we got people here. I'm invincible. I can protect the castle all by my lonesome. You got strength of 3, bro. You're weak.
I'll take that.
You rogue. I'll clap you in chains. Nah, I'm gonna clap your cheeks, bro. Oh wait, that's I didn't say that, guys. That's
Study hard.
I'm not into guys. You didn't hear me say that. As Seymour said in Final Fantasy 10, pretend I didn't say it.
I. Oh dear. That's all. To work. I won't back
He likes his status elements. What a prick. Anybody fucking status elements a prick. A long-serving soldier who boasts of his own strength. He used to administer combat trials for the new recruits, but stepped down after he suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of one. He has been waiting for an opportunity to exact revenge ever since. We must always remain wary of danger, especially in the times of peace. That's why I became a soldier.
Oh.
Criminal, raise the alarm.
I like my odds. Indulge me for a moment. For a. Now then. Indulge me for a moment. Try again. For a thinking. I need a plan. I call down the light. Now then. Indulge me for a moment. I need a plan. Calculations complete. Indulge me for a moment. Thinking time. Indulge me for a moment. I need a plan. Indulge me for a moment. Try again. Now then. This one's for me. Thinking. Feel my wrath. Indulge me for a moment.
It took a lot of kick down, but we got him.
I've seen worse methods.
Master Shield and Light Nut L.
time. Very well.
Since this guy, I'm just going to use the ability.
Smite them.
Oh, dang it. I meant to do...
Very well.
I screwed that up.
I'll take this. Where was I?
I used the wrong damn ability.
I'll take this. Very well.
So I got to boost the damn
I'll take this.
height engage.
Where I won't back down.
I meant to do elemental barrage. But I hit lightning bolt by mistake. A soldier who carries herself with dignity. She has handed her superior a stinging defeat during her combat trial, which earned her a prize spot on the castle guard. Dresses as a man so as to not be belittled, and thus far her secret is safe, a hidden item. Bright bolt. Alright, I think we're done here, guys. Oh, there was a hidden item over here. Just energizing pomegranate. Alright. Well, actually, there was that one person. Well, 40%. I guess I'll save it. And I'll restart if I don't get... if it doesn't work.
What?
Oh, it worked. 40%. A woman selling dumplings and other light fare within the very castle grounds that were once off limits to commoners. She's recently formed a bond with a dumpling-loving official, a friendship that exceeds her molestation. Alright, now I'm in the video here. Thanks for watching. Later.